Angelina Jolie, Part 9, Narcissist? Hello. We continue our examination of the world of the actress Angelina Jolie, and now we turn to her relationship with her brother. James Haven may not be a household name, but if you were watching the Oscars in 2001, you probably remember one key moment. She accepted her award for Girl Interrupted. Angelina Jolie praised her brother during the speech, even going so far as to say, "I'm so in love with my brother right now. He just held me and said he loved me, and I know he's so happy for me." That is an unusual thing to say. Certainly she could express that she loves her brother, but to say "I'm so in love with my brother right now" makes it seem more than a familial love, a non-intimate form of love. In the circumstances, that would appear to demonstrate poor boundary recognition. Later that night, the actress was photographed giving her brother a kiss on the lips. We'll return to that shortly. But before all of that happened, Haven was Jolie's brother. Both are the children of John Voight and the late Marceline Bertrand, and the two were known for their extra close sibling bond for years before it seemed that they appeared to have dropped out of one another's lives. There was a time when Angelina Jolie's brother, James Haven, nearly always came up in articles and conversations about his sister. As the Daily Mail noted back in 2007, Haven is one of the few people on the planet who can say that they really do know her, or at least he was. In fact, Haven used the interview as an opportunity to explain why he believes his sister has pursued humanitarian projects around the world, and why she has adopted children from Vietnam, Cambodia, and Ethiopia. Haven told the publication that he believes witnessing the way the pair's father treated their mother is at the core of Jolie's care for others. Haven explained, "I think one of the reasons Angelina and I care so much for other people is his treatment of our mother. Angelina and I were very protective of her for that reason." Could it therefore be that the way that Angelina Jolie witnessed the behaviour of her father caused her to have tremendous emotional empathy for others, going to such a degree whereby she would adopt children from other races and countries? Or is she simply trying to replicate something that she never had, not realising that she's incapable of doing so because of the way that she has been created herself? Haven also told the Daily Mail that the bond he and his sister had might have contributed to the fact that he was single at the time. "Maybe I haven't found the right woman because my sister is too picky for me. Any woman has to go through two filters, me and then my sister." Now, of course, it is often a standing joke about there being a big brother or a big sister, or even a little brother or a little sister that looks out for their sibling. But it also, such behaviour in interfering in somebody else's life with regard to the vetting of their relationships shows a lack of boundary recognition and a sense of entitlement. However, the close bond that James Haven describes having had with sister Angelina isn't, of course, everybody's cup of tea. The pair's kiss on the evening of the Oscars in 2000 caused much brouhaha, both the short smooch they shared when she was announced as the winner and a kiss that they shared later. The fact that they kissed in the way that they did on the mouth and for prolonged contact, and did so not once but on other occasions as well, did cause many people to think of something incestuous occurring between the two. That could be the case, and of course a narcissist lacking boundaries is often somebody who is to be found in an incestuous relationship. There is no recognition of a boundary between the narcissist and the other person, and the fact that they are family does not prevent the narcissist from engaging in a sexual relationship with them. They act with that sense of entitlement to control that family member in a sexual way. Even if it were not hinting at something deeper in terms of an incestuous relationship, the behaviour itself was provocative. And indeed, the reaction that Jolie had to people's responses to it, because she branded the reaction to the relationship as pathetic. The fact is, it may just simply have been that she revels in behaving this way, of engaging in behaviour which shows poor boundary recognition, but is done to provoke people to respond to it for the provision of fuel, that she doesn't care about what people think, and she'll behave as she does because she has her own form of love for her brother. Jolie was asked to explain what her relationship with her brother was like. She said, "Oh God, well, I don't know if it's divorced families or what it is, but he and I were each other's everything, always, and we've been best friends." Now, it's certainly the case that some siblings can have a close relationship founded on emotional empathy. But is it the case the closeness of this relationship is one that's founded on something darker, something that relates to an absence of emotional empathy? One fan called the relationship unnatural on a Yahoo message board, a view that was echoed by many others. Angelina Jolie and James Haven were estranged from their father, John Voight, for several years. The problem was as a consequence of Voight's infidelity, and that caused a period of estrangement that lasted until Jolie was 11 years old, and the children and their mother moved from New York to Los Angeles, where Voight lived. The pair had a further period of disagreement while Jolie was married to Billy Bob Thornton, as Voight reportedly didn't like the public displays of affection for which Jolie and Thornton were known. However, in 2009, Haven reportedly became a born-again Christian and even moved into ministry. It was during this time that he and Jolie's then-husband Brad Pitt tried to reunite Jolie and Voight. A source told E! That Jolie even invited her father on a family trip to Italy. He accepted, and the family seemed to have a great time. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt were together for 12 years, and they were married from 2014 to 2019, until the actress filed for divorce in 2016. James Haven has been vocal about the ways Jolie's marriage to Pitt changed his sister. Haven explained that back in 2007, at the time Jolie and Haven were still quite close, and it seems like he knew a lot about what was going on between his sister and Pitt. Haven told the publication that Pitt was even the reason why Jolie felt comfortable adopting more kids, explaining, "She says she couldn't have adopted more kids after Maddox without him. He's changed so much. He's completely involved. He loves the children and is terrific with them." Haven also defended his sister against reports that she was aggressive or controlling in her relationship. He said, "I have never seen any sign of tension between them. They make all their decisions together. It's rubbish that she tries to control him." Is this simply a brainwashed brother, knowing otherwise and seeking to defend his sister? Or is this legitimate evidence that points to an absence of controlling behaviour on the part of Angelina Jolie? Haven supported his sister throughout the dramatic ending of the relationship between Pitt and Jolie. Jolie even went so far as to hire her brother as a nanny for her kids while the family lived in Malibu, California. He took on a more active daily role in June. The kids call him Uncle James. However, some publications put a different spin on things. OK magazine states that Haven had become a sort of father figure to the children owing to their own father's prolonged absences. Brad Pitt was working his butt off right now, and the kids rarely saw him. He leaves for the set before they wake and comes home after they've gone to bed. Jolie had made arrangements to move herself and the children into the Malibu home prior to filing for divorce. The home was not meant to be a long-term stay, but the 5 bedrooms provided enough space for her 6 kids and herself. It would appear, therefore, that there was a good relationship between Angelina Jolie and her brother, indeed a particularly close one, where he was brought in as a nanny, a replacement father figure. Might it have been that Angelina Jolie did so deliberately in order to drive a wedge between Pitt and his children? However, following this apparent closeness, Haven and Jolie appear to have grown apart. They haven't been seen together in years. They were once very close and best friends. In January 2021, it was stated that the problem might simply be the case of two people separating. The source said that it had been some time since the two were close, explaining Angelina and James are widely believed to have just drifted apart some years ago. Could it be that he had done something which had offended Jolie and her response was to place him on the shelf? Or is it correct, for instance, that they have just simply drifted apart? Haven was often the first person that Jolie and her ex-husband Brad Pitt called when they needed a babysitter. However, it was stated the sibling fallout seemed to happen suddenly. All of a sudden, with no real explanation for their communication, it just seemed to stop out of nowhere. He does his thing, she does hers, and while they may be cordial from a distance, you certainly don't see or hear of them being together. Accordingly, it would appear that their relationship took a turn for the worse. Nevertheless, somebody explained to Radar Online that they believe the drama between Jolie and her brother could date back to when Haven was working as a nanny to Jolie's children. According to this individual, Jolie crossed some boundaries. The source explained, Angelina put James through hell when he was unable to keep the kids quiet when she was trying to work, and she has him making her coffees and going out to buy groceries like he's some kind of assistant. Might that be that she's objectifying him? Might it be that she is taking advantage of him, running around having him as a personal assistant rather than a nanny? Or could it be that that was just something that they had agreed to? It's certainly an unusual relationship that has existed between Jolie and her brother, which hints at an absence of boundary recognition, a sense of entitlement, a shelving dynamic between the two. Or might it just be that it is a close relationship and one that is founded on emotional empathy? Next, in part 10, we're going to examine some more of the behaviours of Angelina Jolie, touching on matters such as her issues with drugs, suicidal ideation, her use of tattoos, and more to assist us with the continuing determination of what she is. Join me there.